What's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your Friday morning so far. This is NYGJeffyT85 here, and I'm just going to give you a quick update that just broke about a couple of minutes ago surrounding the New York Mets and Carlos Correa situation. So it'll just be a quick, short, brief video. According to John Heyman, it sounds like there's a lot of buzz that the contract and the entire state of the whole Carlos Correa and New York Mets saga is still in a lot of flux right now, but that the Mets and Correa are both confident that a deal will be done, and that John Heyman reports that he would be surprised if Correa is not a Met when all is said and done. So obviously both sides are still very determined to get this deal done. Both sides have been working around the clock after Christmas break. They're working hard now, so I would expect that both these sides really want to try to come to some type of compensation where they're going to come together on some type of new deal. So I would expect both Carlos Correa and the New York Mets to work out some type of contract with one another, and that way it'll make Correa officially a New York Met. So it's really just trying to figure out if they want to add any incentives to the deal, if they want to maybe add less years to the deal, if they want to maybe push back some of the money. But it really feels like that both the New York Mets and Carlos Correa are intent on trying to get this deal done with one another. So don't be surprised if you hear in the next few days that the Mets and Carlos Correa have come together on some type of rework deal, maybe with an opt-out that's included into the contract a couple of days, from now. Maybe like in the middle of the contract, if Correa wants to opt out, if the New York Mets are a little bit worried about the stability of that knee, and maybe they want to try to save themselves. God forbid if Correa has any issues or lingering issues with that ankle injury. So the good news is it sounds like that this Carlos Correa and New York Mets situation, the contract negotiations, it might be coming to an end very soon. And at least by the news you hear that it might be coming to an end in a very positive news way for the New York Mets, as it sounds like Carlos Correa and the New York Mets are working on figuring out a way to put this deal together, and that it still sounds like from a lot of buzz in the insiders and from the media that the New York Mets and Carlos Correa will come together on some type of revised agreement on this deal, and that Carlos Correa will still end up being a New York Met when it's all said and done, which is the most positive news you can hear, because with not a lot of free agents left on the free agent market, and because of the fact we're already getting close to the end of the year. I mean, the new year starts in a couple of days. The Mets need to try to find a way to get this deal done so they can at least add Carlos Correa into the fold, and then the Mets can get ready to maybe sprinkle in a couple of little minor moves here or there, and obviously get ready for the Major League Baseball season. So really curious to just see how this will eventually come to an end, but it sounds like that it's going to be over pretty soon, and at least the Mets are very confident, as well as Correa's camp, that a deal will get done, and that it's just still in flux at the moment. But right now, it sounds like that the Mets and Carlos Correa will work together and find a way to come to a new revised agreement on this long-term deal that they agreed on about a week or so ago, with maybe an opt-out in the middle of the deal, and maybe some added incentives in the deal, and other little perks that they want to add in there just to protect themselves in case Carlos Correa has a little bit more issues with that ankle that he suffered all the way back in 2014. So just wanted to give you guys that quick update on the whole Carlos Correa New York Mets situation. It sounds like things are going to be moving in the right direction, and that the Mets and Carlos Correa will come together on a new deal, depending on if it's the original deal that they agreed on last week, or if it's going to be some type of revised deal with either less money, less years, or an opt-out included in the deal. Thank you very much, everybody. If you liked the video, hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT85 for more breaking news, updates, chatter, and New York Mets news surrounding the New York Mets. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short they'll be dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Mets. And let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this new update surrounding the Carlos Correa and New York Mets situation. And if you do believe it'll come to some type of positive resolution, and the New York Mets and Carlos Correa will eventually work on a new deal, and that Carlos Correa will end up being a New York Met when it is all said and done, which is be the best news for both parties going forward. So I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. I hope everybody has a very Happy New Year in a couple of days. Take it easy, and as always, let's go New York Mets. All you got to do is you have to believe in those boys from Queens.